She walks slowly in the room in her cool clothes, pulls open the refrigerator and takes an apple. In a moment of turning around, she suddenly finds a man standing outside the door, carrying a hunting gun on his shoulder. His eyes are like a bad wolf, shining him up and down. Will still break free from the fear, a strong man appears next to her. She hurriedly calls her boyfriend, urge him to drive away these two perverts. I didn't expect my boyfriend to push open the door, enthusiastically invited the two to come in. Noticed that the other party was not good. The girl looked at her boyfriend in a hurry. The boyfriend knew that the two of them had evil intentions, but showed no discrimination. Then found an excuse to leave, deliberately left the girl in the room. The girl had to hide in the room, but the big beard pushed the door in, sitting next to the girl with one butt. After a few light words, began a fierce threat. Seeing the girl trying to escape, the man pressed her directly on the window, just when she was about to fight, but found that the fat man was watching. So if you want to take advantage of it, you come in. Otherwise, you break in and you close the door. The fat man stared at her for a long time, totally ignored the girl's despair. Suddenly, quietly closed the door, he turned up the volume of the TV. But even if he ran outside, the heat in the body became more and more difficult. So he took off his pajamas, jumped into the pool. The man went back to the room. Everything that happened in the room was clear. He looked at the man in the room. There was no thought of committing a crime. When the girl woke up from a coma, the boyfriend was lying in front of her. He used money as bait, let the girl serve the two perverts, and promised to pay him a high reward after the test. The girl's heart sank to the bottom of her bones. This is how you see the real face of the person next to you. This encounter was actually a plan by the scumbag. He just wanted to get out of this hell, escape from the cell phone, and use the police as a threat. But the scumbag disguised himself, hit him hard on the ground. Then he kept insulting him, said he was just a commodity. The girl was completely desperate. While he was turning around, a sword step rushed outside. The man saw that it was not good, immediately chased all the way behind. The two people on the sofa saw this, immediately got up and chased up. The girl was running around at the time, strong desire for survival. Let him not care about the pain at all? The footsteps of the three perverts are getting closer and closer. Don't give him a chance to breathe. However, he was really unlucky. He was soon cut off by the cliff and cut off his way to life. The moment of doubt. Three men have been forced to the front. Looking at the steep cliff behind, the girl made a posture to jump off. The scumbag apologizes in a hurry, admit that he was too heavy just now, still have to come to the phone, promise to call the helicopter to send him away. Seeing the other party seemed to make up sincerely. The girl's tense nerves are slightly relaxed. The girl was pierced through the abdomen by a sharp branch, far from the possibility of surviving. The scumbag's cruelty make both gangsters feel cold. Illegal hunting and intentional killing. Once exposed, he will face 20 years of imprisonment. In order to completely eliminate the evidence, they decided to destroy the corpse. 3 people burned the girl's belongings, decided to completely wipe her out of the world. The girl's blood kept dripping, soon attracted a group of ants. They watched the girl's flesh. Heartache let the girl tremble uncontrollably. After a while, the girl woke up miraculously. He looked around in private. I forgot where I was. See the blood on the ground. This is finally sober. He forced the pain and grabbed the earphone. Take advantage of the earphone line, successfully hooked the lighter. He piled the weeds under the branches, twisting the body. Hard to ignite, want to live. He must endure the torture of the blaze. After a long torture, the tree trunk was finally burned with a loud bang. The girl fell heavily on the ground. Didn't have time to breathe. The sound of the engine came from afar. 3 perverted cars coming this way fast. The girl endured the pain. Hard to climb on the sand. Finally, when the 3 of them looked around, successfully hid in the blind spot on the stone wall. The 3 of them only saw the traces of burning, but did not see the blurry figure of the flesh. Realized the prey escaped. The 3 of them were in a panic. Busy driving their own cars, started a carpet-like chase. Until nightfall, they just touched the cliff. Fatty found the lighter, then found the blood on the ground. They deduced that the girl was seriously injured. It won't take long to find her. The 3 of them chased along the blood, but lost the target when they got to the river. This cat and mouse game make them extremely excited. In order to catch the girl, they decided to split up and chase. The big beard stayed to wait, prevent the girl from escaping from the original path. The girl escaped in the river for a long time, soon found the fat man on the shore. He was in a hurry to dive into the water. Wait for the fat man to drive over to come out of the water. He crawled along the river trying to get close to the fat man's motorcycle, then take advantage of the fat man's pee. Staring at the shotgun behind. Take it easy. Take it easy. The 2 of them held on for a long time, but the girl never pulled the trigger. Although there was deep hatred, but never really took someone else's life in order to prevent nightmares. He finally bit the trigger. However, after a loud bang, found that there was no bullet in the gun. Do you really think I was that fucking stupid? After the fat man punched the girl girl was beaten so hard that she couldn't get up. Seeing that the girl lost the ability to resist, he immediately notified his accomplice with a walkie-talkie. The accomplice started to celebrate, then listened to the song leisurely. The fat man grabbed the girl's hair, pressed her into the water one by one. She enjoyed the pleasure of torturing the prey, but didn't notice that the prey was planning a counterattack. The girl grabbed the fat man's dagger, stabbed him in the eye. Her eyes were pierced, struggling for a moment. There was no movement. The girl rode on the fat man's motorcycle, running wildly in the wild at night until the gasoline was exhausted. He finally found a cave. He lit the dog fire and poured out the material in the fat man's backpack. There are some medicine and flashlights inside. Can help a lot at critical moments. He put a whole can of beer in his head, then looked at his own wound. The twig was still stuck inside. He had to find a way to take it off. But just taking off his clothes, it has already made him painless. I don't know how long it took. He struggled to eat a bag of anesthetic. Then took the shotgun next to him, pushed out the bullets inside, then used a knife to cut the can, tear off his clothes, use a lighter to disinfect the dagger, then cut the skin, forcibly took out the twig, then burned the can to red, directly pressed into his own wound. Strong pain. At the same time, he fell into a coma. Big Beard to the river to wash his face. A corpse came out. He was scared. He ran back to the car. Huge fear let him go crazy in the car. The scumbag saw the body of the fat man, immediately realized that the girl was still alive, but the Big Beard was so scared. Nonsense. When the girl woke up again, her wound was sealed. The eagle on the can became a mark of his revenge reborn. We'll take revenge in the name of the angel. The girl slowly walked out of the cave, used binoculars to search for the location of the enemy. The situation is reversed. The game of hunting officially began. The metal reflection at the beginning. The girl was alerted. He waited quietly for a while, soon found the Big Beard's car. The girl climbed to the highest point, always paying attention to the car, while the other party is getting out of the car, quietly aimed at his head. When he pulled the trigger but ignored the recoil of the gun, he fell to the ground. The bullet only hit the other party's shoulder. The girl did not want to miss the opportunity. He chased the gun to the front of the car. However, the Big Beard has escaped, only left a long trail of blood. The girl followed the trail of blood. The identity of the prey and the hunter has been exchanged at this moment. When he chased to the bend, the blood on the ground suddenly disappeared, only left a shoe. This made him unable to touch his head for a while. The Big Beard has climbed to the top. He pressed a bullet hard. Keeps want to sneak attack from behind. The injured shoulder kept shaking. Can't keep stable at all. The bullet pierced the girl's ear. The girl reacted. Catch the gun and run away quickly. The Big Beard chased behind, constantly shooting on the way. The girl broke the flashlight to create an obstacle. A piece of broken glass caught the other party's foot. The sound of the gunshot echoed in the valley. He has lost the ability to chase, can only sway and run back to the car. But the girl turned back. Didn't give him a chance to escape. The girl grabbed the car, heard the sound of the scum from the car. His eyes became very spicy, stepped on the hunt for the scum. The scum can't get in touch with the Big Beard until the other party is in trouble. He began to panic. Just want to get out of this wilderness as soon as possible. After returning to the house, he immediately contacted the helicopter but didn't have time to leave. The girl chased outside with a gun. The fire of hatred completely devoured his reason. Let him stop listening to the scum's nonsense.